Hey everyone, I'm Domingo Gomez, and in this video I'll be comparing the microphones of the best Bluetooth earbuds on the market. All of these earbuds you see over here I bought it myself, with the help of Leo of course, but the Freebuds and the Nothing Ear 2, those were sent to me by the brand. In this video I'll be basically reading a story and changing headphones time to time, but since all of them also have noise cancellation, I will also record a second round with this fan turned on and YouTube playing on the TV. All earbuds are updated, and to record the audio I will be using the Pixel 8 with its recording app. Although with the Beats and the AirPods, I will use the iPhone. And before we start, I just want to say that this video is not sponsored. All the audio you're gonna hear has been recorded and exported from those apps, with the exception of two that I had to increase the gain, but besides that, everything is raw. In any case, if you're only interested in the conclusion, you can jump to this timestamp, but let's do it. Once upon a time, in a small town surrounded by mountains, there was a house that everyone avoided. It was said to be haunted, and those who entered never came back the same. It is said that the famous craftsman of mirrors, Felix Luminor, lived in that house long time ago. His skill in creating perfect mirrors was known throughout the kingdom. One day, Felix began experimenting with dark magic. He wanted to create a mirror that reflected the soul of whoever looked into it. Finally, he achieved his goal, but the mirror was too powerful. Those who looked into it were trapped by their own reflections. Desperate, Felix tried to destroy the mirror, but he couldn't. He then decided to lock away the mirror in his house and then mysteriously disappeared. Years later, a young man named Charlie, intrigued by the stories, decided to explore the house. Despite the warnings, he entered it at dusk. Inside, the house was filled with dust and cobwebs, but the mirrors shone with an eerie light, and it was at that moment that Charlie felt a strange chill. He reached a room at the back of the house and he found the mirror, looked into it, where he saw not only his face, but also his deepest fears and desires. The mirror began showing him visions of his lives, revealing hidden truths. Charlie tried to step back, but his feet seemed glued to the floor. With great effort, he closed his eyes and broke the spell. He ran out of the house, vowing to never, but never, approach the house of mirrors again. In a distant kingdom, there was a mystical lake. It was said that its water revealed to whoever gazed into them the fate that awaited them. A young adventurer seeking answers about its life decided to journey to the lake, hoping to discover if the rumors were true. When he arrives, the lake's water were crystal clear, but they reflected more than his image. They show his triumphs, failures, and deepest secrets. But then the young man realized that the lake doesn't predict the future. It only shows what each person carries in their heart and mind. With the new understanding, he decided that his destiny wasn't written, but that he himself had to create it through his choices. He left the lake with the conviction that every person, no matter how uncertain the future is, can always find and make their own path. The young man, inspired by what he saw, returned to his village to share his story and guide many others in their search for destiny. His legend spread, and the mystical lake became a pilgrimage site for those seeking answers about their destiny. Though the lake still shows images to those who gaze into it, the true magic lies into the choices each person makes. The lake remained silent, waiting for others to arrive, gaze into its water, and discover that the power were always in their own hands. I've listened to all the recordings, and I think I have a ranking that many of you will agree with, or maybe not. To start with, I think they're headphones that when you listen to them, you're like, yeah, these sound much better than those before, and for me, these are at the top, like the AirPods Pro 2, the Pixel Buds Pro, and even the Sony XM5. This is how the microphone sounds on the AirPods Pro 2. This is how the microphone sounds on the Pixel Buds Pro. This is how the microphone sounds on the Sony XM5. The only downside is that as soon as there's some background noise, the sound quality also drops. This is how the microphone sounds on the AirPods Pro 2. This is how the microphone sounds on the Pixel Buds Pro. And you know, this is something that happens with almost all earbuds, so it was not a big surprise, but the main reason why I didn't put the Galaxy Buds on the top, the 2 Pro or even the 3 Pro, is because their gain is so low. This is how the microphone sounds on the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro. But now listen to the same recording with a little bit of gain. This is how the microphone sounds on the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro. They sound much better, right? I've tested both of them on a call and their gain was a little bit better, the sound quality was the same, and the noise reduction was still bad. But you know, I can't be adding a gain, editing the audio, and then giving them a better ranking because it wouldn't be fair. You know, I have to test them, all of them, in the same circumstances. So right now, this is what we have. On the other hand, there were ones that didn't sound that good, but the noise reduction was impressive. This is how the microphone sounds on the Huawei Freebuds Pro 3. And finally, we have the worst of the worst, the Nothing, the Bose, and the Beats. This is how the microphone sounds on the Nothing Ear 2. This is how the microphone sounds on the Bose QuietComfort Ultra earbuds. This is how the microphone sounds on the Beats Studio Buds Plus. With that said, I wasn't sure how to rank these headphones because, first of all, everything is very subjective, and in the second round, you have to balance, like the audio quality with the noise reduction, which one is more important, is 50-50, but I think I reached a conclusion. For me, the AirPods Pro 2 and the Pixel Buds Pro are at the top, followed by the Sony and the Galaxy. But after adding the recordings with the noise, well, this is my decision. If the gain on the Galaxy was better, of course, they would surpass the Sony, but as it stands, it's easy for me to divide these earbuds into 3 distinct groups. As I mentioned before, these rankings are very personal, and the scores that I gave to each one of them is more to differentiate them from each other than actually, like give them a final score. So the best thing to do is for you to listen to each recording and draw your own conclusions. And yes, I know many of you will ask me why I didn't wait for the Pixel Buds 2 Pro. And the main reason is because, if I have to wait for each new launch, I will never publish this video. I was gonna publish it in June, and then I waited for the new Galaxy Buds, and so yeah, I'm just gonna launch it, and when I review those headphones, I'm gonna update it on a comment on this video. If you have reached this point, thank you so much. This video was very fun for me to do, all the recordings, all the testing, and it's incredible when you do something that you haven't seen done on YouTube at all, so I do hope that this video helps a lot of people that make a lot of calls and they just want the best headphones possible. So if you like it, don't forget to hit a like. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.